Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. Folks, I gotta start off with a little bit of an apology. I started cleaning on this Holub Electrician's knife and I seem to lost the first segment of the video. Thank goodness I did take some pictures, and I'm going to put these pictures up here and let you look at them, and you can see that this knife was in pretty bad shape because of the neglect. Now the blades of the knife are just fine. You know, they're in great shape, hardly used, but somebody improperly stored this knife. I don't know, in a damp basement or out in the garage, left it in the weather. I don't know. It's really a shame. But anyway, so I started cleaning it up. I did the one soak in the rust remover, and then some in the mineral oil, got it all wiped off. And then I did a second round, and I do have that video up. So as soon as the pictures are done here, you're going to see the kind of the second round and the results, and then from there on we'll continue cleaning. Well, this is kind of where we stand with round one of the Holub Electrician's knife. A little bit of stuff down in there yet needs to come out. Got rid of a lot of that rust though. Look at that. So I'm going to throw it back in the rust remover for just a couple more hours. See if we can't get rid of just a little bit more of that. Okay, got a good couple hour soak in that rust remover. Let's just wipe it off here. Of course, I held it under the sink and rinsed it off first. See, got rid of some more here. Oh yeah, it's slowly coming off. Yep. So, let's just run the rubbing compound over it again and see if we can get some more of it off. And we can always throw it back in again. Some of these knives just really rusted bad. What a shame. What a shame. Okay. Yeah, it's coming off. Love this half-off blade on this. Look at how thick it is right there. That's going to be tough. That's going to be hard to get off. But we're slowly getting it. Check these back springs out here real quick. Love that half stop in there, by the way. You want to be careful doing this. You don't want to hit the covers. Okay. Then I'll work on this one here, and then since I don't have time to monitor it, I will throw it in some mineral oil and let it soak in some mineral oil. So we're making progress. Alrighty, so this is after the second round, and this is what we're looking like here. Vast difference, looking really good. I want to start with just a little bit of sandpaper here on these back springs at this here. And you see why that's black? I think it's because the second time I soaked it in the rust remover is I didn't pull it out after a couple hours. I went to work and forgot to pull it out. And so it got about 10, 12 hours there in the rust remover. However, it didn't darken the blades all up like I thought it would, but I think that's what that is from there. So let's just take a second here. This is 400 grit sandpaper, and just touch up these back springs just a little bit. And you can see it'll take most of that off. Shines up that brass liner, doesn't it? Then we can go over it with the rubbing compound again. Got most of that off. Then we want to check the top of our blades. See, there's still a little bit of stuff there. I think in the original video I showed I did a little sanding on the backs, or on the spine, top spine. You see there's a little bit of pitting there that probably won't come out. That looks pretty good. Nice half stop. Check out this one here. Just touch it up just a little bit. Again, you can see the pitting. This is what I'm saying. The knife's in excellent shape if it hadn't been left to rust. I love the covers on this, that kind of brown to the burnt orange. That just looks so nice. Okay, we've got that touched up pretty good. Now we'll look down in here. And I've got it cleaned out and wiped out pretty good down in there. But you can see it's pretty dark down in here yet. I don't think it's rust. But let's take the wire brush, see if it'll fit down in there, and clean those off just a little bit. This is a brass brush. Say that 10 times real fast. Always wear safety glasses or glasses of some sort when you're using this, because it will throw out some of the little metal. Look at that, clean it right up. Clean it right up. Didn't take much, did it? So let's check. Check down in there. Wipe it off real quick. Get rid of any junk. You see how dirty those are? Just very lightly, not a lot of pressure. So clean that up. Down in here, it's kind of hard to get down in there, but we'll try it. See, because of the curvature of the wheel, it won't get up in there tight, so you always take, again, a little bit of sandpaper or scrape on it here a little bit first. Loosen that stuff up. Now I've got lots of videos where I go step by step by step. I did a 2-part series on all my cleaning tips and tricks. Seem to be getting a lot more interest in these refurbishing videos. Getting lots of good comments. So for those of you that have started to refurbish their knives, why, I hope you have as much fun at it as I do, because I just thoroughly enjoy doing this. It's kind of complicated because I got that big old basket of knives and I got 2 or 3 projects going all at one time, so it's hard to remember as far as shooting the video where I started and stopped and keeping track of them all. Oh well, that's a lot of fun. Look at the bail there. It looks just fine. The bails, they can be a challenge sometimes. Try to get your sandpaper up in there. And just make sure you're removing anything you can off of there. Shine it up just a little bit. But it's actually looking pretty good. So, let's pause here for a minute and I'll get set up and we'll finish cleaning these blades. Whoa, hold your horses. I forgot. Sometimes it's nice to use the wire brush on these tangs. I usually don't use it on the blade because it will scratch it. And I don't want to leave the scratches, but down here on the tangs, it usually helps clean it up really good. Because you can get it angled down in there and clean on that. Kind of hard to hold it and keep it in frame. See there, it cleaned a lot of that off. Put it the half stop. Since this has the liner lock there, it blocks it, but there we go. Put the half stop on this side. See it there? This helps to touch it up a little bit. And the screwdriver blade. Yeah, looks a lot better, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to start off with a fresh new wheel here, and got some more rubbing compound going here. And again, the rubbing compound is not necessarily meant to shine it, but the rubbing compound is to clean the metal before you shine it. Now it does shine it in a sense, as it makes things nice and clean, but I see it kind of like with painting, you know, you put your primer down first and then the paint over it. So to me, I'm kind of priming the metal. Clean that bolster there. Flip her over and check this side here, work on it for a while. See how this comes out? Cleaning up really nice, isn't it? This real quick. Looking pretty good. There we go. I'll work on the screwdriver blade here in just a moment, but just real quick, let's hit these back springs. See if I can get them cleaned off just a little bit better. They don't look bad, but we'll see if we can get some more here. You want to be careful not to hit the covers. You see how it turns so black real quick? That's because you still got that mineral oil leaking through. Which is good. There you go. Looking awful nice, isn't it? Again, you can see the pitting down in there. That will not come out without a lot of sanding. If you want to spend the time to do it, you can do it. All right, let me work on it just a little more, and we'll catch up with you later. Well, this is where we stand right now. As you can see, these blades are nice and clean. I've removed all the rust, a little bit of a patina down in, some of that pitting, but that's all right. There is no rust. And that's our big goal, get rid of the rust. So I'm going to throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Even though if this was the only knife I had to work on, I might work on it some more, but in the interest of time, I am going to go ahead and clean it. Set her down in there in the warm water. Throw some Dawn dishwashing liquid in there. And let this sonic cleaner do its job for about 5 minutes. What do you think of that? Let's take a look-see. What do we got? Oh, got some dirty water in there, don't we? Oh, yeah. I just love this sonic cleaner. Got some of that dirty oil floating on top. It just really does a good job of getting down in all the little crevices. There's an advantage of this over just, using a toothbrush in your sink, because with your toothbrush you're not getting down in underneath the covers and all the little nooks and crannies like the ultrasonic cleaner can do. So we'll set that back here a little bit. Turn it off. Whoops. There we go. Hitting the wrong buttons. Learn how to pilot that thing, Tom. But yeah, she looks nice and clean now. Of course, I get it dried off. We got to get it in the mineral oil since it's been in water. We don't want it to keep rusting, do we? Not after we've done all this work. Oh yeah, nice. Just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, let's get the mineral oil over here. I didn't have it pre-staged. Hang on, folks. And here we go with the mineral oil. Throw her down in there. Get her soaking. And then we'll come back with some final cleaning or polishing and some final thoughts on this knife. Just putting on a few finishing touches here. I went over the blades here with some jeweler's rouge a couple of times. I'm just trying to do my last little bit of that removal of the jeweler's rouge. Get it to shine instead of having that matte looking finish, dull looking finish. The blades are clean. Now we're just trying to spruce it up a little bit. And I think we're doing pretty good here. I think we got our knife looking pretty good. Now, I'm going to admit I could go farther with this knife. It's not as good as what I would like to see it. Well, let me show you something here. Let me show you something. Look at all the Electrician's knives and Barlow's that I still have to get through, plus some other knives. Oops, that don't belong in there, but you know, this is just one tray of knives. So I've got a lot of work ahead of me. So yeah. At this point, I'm just trying to make sure they're rust free. I can put them up and I can always come back and finish on them some more. But just think of what this thing looked like when we first started and what it looks like now. And I want to show my other Holub knife that I have. Ooh. Still a little oil coming out of there. But just look at it now. Looks a whole lot better, doesn't it? The rust is off of it. Look down in there, there's no rust. And this is what I'm saying, I could go a little further because you can see there's a little patina or something down in there. I could sand on that some more and get it shiny looking down in there. But, you know, for right now, I can put it up in confidence that we don't have any rust on it. And this is part of the knife maintenance, and I caution everybody to check their knife storage. Especially if you have carbon steel knives, they're going to rust pretty quickly as opposed to stainless steel. Now it says stain less, it doesn't say won't stain. So even stainless steel you got to be careful of. But here is my first Holub knife that I got, and I got this one off of eBay, and it was just starting to get some rust on here. It looks to be a brand new knife, but somebody improperly stored this one. And you can see the patina on there. As a matter of fact, I'm almost thinking I need to throw this in some mineral oil and kind of store it wet just a little bit. Okay, so this is a, it says to release, push center lock to left, catalog number 248. One of the reasons why I think this is new old stock, even though I don't have the box, is you look at the blade, it doesn't look like it's been used or sharpened. And of course you got the printing still on there in very good condition. Another thing is rust remover. You know, I would not put this in rust remover because I would not want to do anything to take that printing off, or to use the Dremel or any kind of polish or anything on there. I might want to rub lightly with some mineral oil perhaps, but very gentle on it, or you'll take that off. So it's very nice to see that the print is still good on there. Well, anyway, I certainly hope you've enjoyed this. I've had a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work, but I put it up, and you know, you got this polish and stuff still on it. There's still some mineral oil down in there. Putting it up a little bit wet, and hopefully it'll keep it from rusting anymore. And I can always come back and put some finishing touches on it. So until next time, have a very delightful day.